Don't be afraid to start over, my friend. Starting over is actually an opportunity to do things the right way, the best way, and to achieve different results that are way better than what you used to know. How do I know this? Because I noticed that after I got divorced, I started working out, and I was working out, going to the gym every day for 7 years. And 7 years later, I got into a new relationship. I became miserable, so much that I even stopped going to the gym. I was miserable and I was so unhappy in that process. And I also, in that, after that 7 years, reunited with my ex-husband and tried to fix my marriage, but didn't work out. And it was the most longest 3 years of my life because I stopped working out. I stopped looking after myself like I used to. I neglected myself in so many ways, and I had no energy for anything whatsoever. I was a zombie in my own life. I felt stagnant. I was stuck in so many ways, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. I was just stuck. I did not know what to do with myself. I had no ideas. I was just a zombie in my own life. Like I was alive because I still had breath, but honestly, I had no movement in my life. It was just hard for me. And 3 years later, I started, after I separated again with the same person, I, went back to working out again and started looking after myself again. And when I did that, I noticed that when I started working out again, I was no longer working out from scratch, but I was working out from experience because my body has memory, muscle memory. And so me working out again, that my muscles just remembered that we've done this before. And I quickly got the results from that workout. But when I first started working out many years ago, it was hard for me to get results. I was not even sure, how workout works or which muscle to target and what was it I was looking for. I was just working out for fun. But eventually when I got good at it, I noticed that, okay, this is what I want my body to look like, and this is what I want to achieve. And now going back to working out after 3 years, my body has muscle memory, and it's easy for me to target those memories, those muscles, and for me to easily gain new results much more quicker than before. I don't know if I'm making sense to you, but what I'm trying to say is that don't be afraid to start over. Life is an art. Use it as a canvas where you can paint and repaint how you want your life to come out, how you want it to look like, what outcome you want, what is it you want to achieve, what is it you want to see, what is it you want to experience in your life. And I feel like I've written and rewrote and written and started over again so many times in my life. And trust me, I have no regrets. I have no regrets whatsoever because through that I learned so much. I learned so many things about myself. But if I was afraid to start over, I would hold on to something that no longer worked, and hold on to things that were no longer serving their purpose in my life, people, places that were no longer valuable. I would hold on because I'm used to that. It's the familiar. Familiar is always comfortable, and refuse to let go because I'm afraid of the unknown. But because I was willing to restart, every time I felt this is not working out, like I left my job. I was enjoying my job. I used to love what I do, but eventually it started feeling stagnant. It felt like it was boring. I felt like I was repeating the same thing every day. I was not happy with my salary. I was not happy with a lot of things, but I enjoyed what I was doing. I loved what I was doing, but it started to feel stuck. It started to make me feel like I'm not sure if this is what I want for the next 5 years of my life. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. I resigned. And I, started on something else. I started business again. And when I feel like something, is exciting at the first time and it's giving good results, eventually it starts feeling boring. It's either I introduce something new into my life or that business or whatever it is I'm working on. And if it's not, if whatever I'm introducing new to boost life into that business or into that thing I'm doing or into my life, and it's not working out, I'm always willing to say, you know what, I'm done with this. Next, work on the next idea. So don't be afraid to start over, whether it's getting a new job, a new relationship, leaving home to get your own place and having to start over by buying new furniture, buying your own kettle, your own stove. Don't be afraid, because that's where your abundance is hidden. That's where your real life is hidden, your joy, your peace, your happiness. So many people also, like I also, when I got divorced, I moved back home to stay with my family. It was not nice. It was not nice, but it was comfortable because it was familiar. It was familiar people. It was a familiar environment. So I held on there for so many years, and I think I stayed at home for like 4 to 5 years before I got my own place. Then I got my own place and I realized, oh my God, I feel much way better than the way I felt when I was at home. I started doing new things. Life was becoming even more exciting. I made new friends. My life was a boom of sunshine, and 3 years later, I got trapped into, okay, I'm not going to talk about it now, but, I started, my life kind of went downhill, and I was miserable because I had invited a wrong person into my life who sucked up my energy. I was miserable. I was unhappy. I was in a wrong commitment. I was with the wrong person, and I did not even stay there. It was only like for 3 months. I dated this person for 3 months and I broke up with them, and I was like, oops, I'm done. I'm leaving. This is not me. This person is trying to steal my authenticity. This person is trying to steal my energy, is withdrawing me so much that I'm feeling so dry. And I left and I went back home. I went back to my own place, and, I had to restart again. Okay, now what? And a year later, or a couple of months later, I decided, you know what, I'm going to rekindle things with my ex-husband, which I did. And when I did, again, I had to go through that energy withdrawal, like where, it was just wrong in so many ways. But I thought, I'm going to hold on because this is familiar, and this is what is familiar to my children as well. But not knowing that not only was I making myself stuck, I was also making them stuck because they were unhappy. And eventually, when they revealed how they feel and the fears they had, I felt bad because I thought I was doing what I was doing for them, only to find that they are actually the most unhappiest in that process. And then I had to start over again. Okay, so life is art. It's allow your life to be your canvas where you paint and repaint and do whatever makes you happy. Have fun, and don't allow yourself to be stuck in a situation where you are unhappy, but you force yourself to remain in that position because this is what you know and you're afraid to lose it. Let it go. Let it go. If it's not worth it, if it's no longer serving its purpose, if it's no longer bringing that joy within you, that peace, if it's no longer free, then it's no longer yours. It's no longer meant for you to hold on to. Let it go. Breathe. Start over. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with starting over. I am always willing to start over because I never want to hold on to something that is not meant for me and waste my time, my joy, my energy investing in something that was never going to work out anyway. Okay, so I want to encourage you to let it go. Move on. It's okay. Find, find that joy within you before you look for it in somebody else. Don't try to find happiness in a job, in people, in places, in things. It's all hidden within you. Once you find it, you will always make the best decision for yourself. Okay, so I'm not gonna say much more, but I do want to encourage somebody out there that don't hold on to something that is not meant for you.